rules of shakhsiyya, not by applying those rules that are pertinent to oneself, those rules that one makes up from themselves, but by applying the Islam. By applying the Islam, that way of life which is perfect, that way of life which Allah Ta'ala, He says, الْيَوْمَ أَكْمَلْتُ لَكُمْ دِينَكُمْ وَأَتْمَمْتُ عَلَيْكُمْ نِعْمَتِي وَرَضِيتُ لَكُمُ الْإِسْلَامَ دِينًا. Allah Ta'ala, He says, on this day, I have perfected for you your religion, completed my favor upon you, and I am pleased that you have Islam as your way of life. In order for us to implement the Islam, to utilize the Islam, to rectify ourselves, to rectify our families, to rectify our neighborhoods, to rectify our cities, to rectify our states, to rectify our countries, and to rectify the world, is that we have to become serious about the seeking of this knowledge and the implementing of this knowledge and according to this knowledge, and being patient at every step of the way. When one looks at the relation of knowledge and prosperity, ultimate prosperity and the akhirah, and also prosperity in this dunya, he will understand why the Prophet ﷺ said, طلبة العلم فريضة على كل مسلم. That seeking knowledge is obligatory upon every Muslim. Because no doubt, this is what the Muslim needs to do what he has to do. And it will be of no benefit to seek a knowledge and then not to implement it. So we have to implement that knowledge as well. And this is how we are going to come out of any subjugation. This is how we're going to come out of any humiliation. This is how we're going to become greater than any type of ostracization. And that is by way of aim. Allah Ta'ala says, يَرْفَعِ اللَّهُ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا مِنْكُمْ وَالَّذِينَ أُوتُوا الْعِلْمَ دَرَجَاتٍ. Allah Ta'ala, He says, Allah raises those who believe from amongst you and those who have been given knowledge over them in levels. Over them in levels. If one wants true success and a lofty status in this dunya and in the akhirah, then that is achieved by what? By knowledge. That is achieved by knowledge and by implementing it. Look at the effects of knowledge and its implementation during the time of the Sahaba. Look at the effects. Look back to those early generations from the Sahaba and the Tabi'een, with expert Tabi'een. Look at what they achieved because of knowledge and the implementing of knowledge. Look at the resources in which they had, and look at what they achieved despite. Because of what? Because of implementing Islam. Look at the resources at our disposal, but look at our situation. Why is that? Because of our lack of implementing Islam properly. We let everything else get in front of it. Worldly aspirations and ambitions. Personal agendas. We let it get in our way. Perhaps this is the reason that we don't see better than what we have seen here in this city. When one is not seeing the desired effect, he has to go back and check the methodology. He has to go over things over and over again to see, wait, if I did it like this and I didn't get the desired effect, then I have to re-examine the process. This is the way of the mu'min. He's constantly re-examining himself, checking his intention, going back to his intention, because this is fi sabilillah. This is fi sabilillah. So one has to reflect upon this in his relation to knowledge. Are we implementing what we know? Or are we making up excuses for our actions and playing games with what we know? This is important. We have to change our perspective. We have to change the manner in which we look upon things. We are in a situation that is dire. We are in a situation that is critical. Yet people still find time to play games. The ulama, they advise us in these times of fitna to cling to and to study the books of the Sunnah, the books that describe therein and teach us therein our aqeedah. They encourage us to study the book of Allah, the Qur'an, to study the tafsir, because this is one of the sources that the Muslim belief is derived from. They encourage us to study the books of hadith with their explanations, because this is one of the sources that the Muslim belief is derived from. These are the sources, the kitab and the sunnah. Because if we know our aqeedah, if we know our belief, then our methodology will be correct. If we know our belief, our methodology will be correct. If our methodology is correct, then our process is what? Correct. So they encourage us with the studying of these things, the reading of these things. Because we're living in a time that we're attacked from every side. We're challenged at every turn. In order to be firm, in order to be patient upon the truth, as the ulama they used to say, "Isbir nafsak ala sunnah." Make yourself patient. Be patient upon the sunnah. The only way we can do this is by knowledge. But we live in a time that our perspective has been flipped. We have no respect for knowledge, nor the carriers of knowledge. Everybody else takes precedent. Everybody else takes precedent. Every other position is more important. Even those positions that didn't exist in the time of the Prophet ﷺ. Somehow all of a sudden become more precedent, take precedent, become more important. We have to change our perspective, ya ibadallah. If we're going to go forth, we have to go forth knowledge based. If we're going to strive and aspire for better, then we have to go forth, and our agreement is that every decision and the implementation of that decision will be done so in accordance to the book of Allah, the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, upon the way to Sahaba. Because this is Allah's masjid. This is not my masjid. This is not my masjid. It is not any one of you as an individual's masjid. This is Allah's masjid. The work that is done here and that you're spread out from these walls, fi sabilillah, in the way of Allah, not in the way of fulan, not in the way of so-and-so, not to please such and such, not because you're looking for something of dunya, not because you want to show off, not because you want it to be said about you. La. That's not fi sabilillah. It's supposed to be fi sabilillah. This masjid belongs to Allah. It's not for any individual to do it as he chooses that he want to do it. La. The ulama, when describing the relationship of the imam and the administration. They say that it is the duty and responsibility of the imam to strive in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to push forward the da'wah. And when it comes to those who will help and aid in this, Shaykh Mazmoon, Hafidhullah Ta'ala, he says that it is for the imam to choose those individuals by way of which will help in the facilitation of giving the da'wah. He said, and this is the situation, this is how it is that they are individuals, they are there to what? To push the da'wah, to facilitate in the spread of Islam. That's it. They are not there to be arrogant. They are not there to be haughty. They are not there to walk around like they run the show, but they are there to what? To do a job, and that job is to spread Islam. That's why they're there. They're not there because this one is like this and this one this and that. They're there to spread the Islam. This is a responsibility that falls on the shoulders of everybody in the community to help with the spread of Islam. So unless we change our thinking and understand this, we're not going to go anywhere. Unless we change our thinking and everyone takes a vested interest, everyone wants to work in the way of Allah and to have his part. Unless we change that, we're not going to go anywhere. Until everyone understands that the spread of Islam, they can have a help in that. And they are active in trying to do their part. We're not going to go anywhere. It's going to be irrelevant. It's going to be of no value to raise money. To raise money for what? So the masjid can be empty throughout the course of the week? To buy and purchase. To buy and purchase what? For what? So that a person can call the adhan and get an echo without the microphone system? Because that's how empty the masjid is. We have to come together. We have to change the way we think. We have to work hard to spread the Islam. And that requires knowledge. So we have to make sure that we constantly connect ourselves to the scholars and to the students of knowledge. Because they are the avenues by way of which we tap in to the knowledge and we learn the knowledge. So I advise everyone to rethink, to reevaluate, to look into yourselves, and to renew your efforts, to renew your conviction, to renew your determination in seeking knowledge and implementing knowledge and calling to knowledge, so that we can see the desired effects we want to see within this community, and so that we can see those effects spread to neighboring communities and see it spread and spread and spread and spread. So if we hope to accomplish anything remotely in the ballpark of the likes of what the companions accomplished, then we have to take seriously to the seeking of knowledge and the implementing of knowledge, calling to that knowledge and being patient at every step and stage,